Hello folks and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be doing something very silly. We're going to be looking at something called Dirty Dishes. I need to recap the fact that we've covered a number of different sorts of simulations in the past on this show. We've covered one that was a simulation of you sitting down to eat a steak and some peas and I believe some sliced potatoes. We've covered a simulation of going to a nightclub and doing lots of drugs and having a difficult time. And other than that, we've also covered the Soda Drinker Pro, which is a game about drinking soda in various virtual environments. So today, though, I'd like to present to you a game where we play with dishes. It's not so much to say that we're going to wash them, although I think that may be, I don't know, part of the point, except we can't really do that. So we're just going to try and arrange them neatly, and eventually it will result in pure chaos. So, I mean, traditional dishwashing simulation games usually involve a faucet, yeah, apparently that's a thing. A faucet which, water comes out of. Sometimes there's soap involved. Occasionally suds. You gotta get rid of the grease, the food buildup and such. It seems like in this case the dishes have already been washed and are laid neatly for us on the sides of the sink, or whatever this area is. So we've got some very exotic looking plates, and we're going to just neatly stack them in here with some like QWOP level play, being as careful as we can not to break any, because if we break any, well, nothing exactly happens. So we have to kind of make our own rules, which results in some very emergent dishwashing play. It's a new genre. We're blazing completely... Oh, I broke one! Oh no! I'm sorry. Well, we should probably reset the entire game, because the simulation is ruined now. This is not realistic at all. I'm not even sure if there are goals. I mean, I've played with this for a couple minutes. Well, that's going to definitely break. Oh, no, it didn't. I played with this for a couple minutes, and it didn't seem like there was anything that happens no matter what you do. So eventually you'll just start throwing the dishes at the bottles and see what happens. There's lovely chalices over there on the left, apparently. We've got very refined taste. And these would probably be rather heavy, so I can't imagine how we're going to stack them nicely on the dishes. Alright, well, they transfer the momentum through that a little bit, which is interesting. Some serious high-level physics emulation going on here, I suppose. Obviously, this is going to be a fairly short episode, but I just kind of couldn't not cover this game because it's a simulation of a menial task, and that's just something that I am apparently super into. I'm sure we'll eventually do Farming Simulator 2013. I don't know, maybe not actually. I'm probably not into farming. But I hear it's got a pretty sweet walk-around mode where you can just go look at stuff, which is something I am into. So we've proceeded to load all the dishes and accessories into the sink except for... Oh, okay, that one's fine. Except for the 2 plates. I believe it was just 2 plates that didn't quite make it. We can't even slide these forward in the sink because there's all this room here that just hasn't been used. And now I've created this broiling mass of glass and ceramic, or I don't know what these dishes are made out of. Why do they have such an exotic plate style? I don't know. Looks like one of those, what is it, like the Buddhist symbol on the center of the plate? I can't remember what that's called. Is it an ohm? I don't know, I could be wrong. No, I don't think it is. Anyway, I think this is the part where we start smashing up all the stuff. What do you think? Is that a good plan for you guys? I'm surprised these chalices are so breakable. Usually these things are made out of like some sort of metal. But this one is going to go right into the ground. Let's see how far we can toss one up into the air. And Mazel Tov! There we go. I'll pitch a little into the left wall. There we go. That works nicely. And one more. See if we can smash that down onto some plates. Yeah, it actually works pretty well. You can smash up the bottles. You could try and restack these suckers in a different way. I don't know how useful that would be or how even possible that would be. Apparently, I'm pretty good at it, though. If you need a game where you can stack up make-believe bottles, I suppose this might be your game. It is, of course, a Unity game, because you wouldn't expect anything less from my channel. I pretty much cover Unity games like 3 or 4 out of the 7 days a week, maybe more often even than that. I'm not sure how that thing's standing up at this point. This is getting a little silly. The high-level physics emulation has given way. to some slightly middling to lower range physics emulation. What are we doing here with this? How is that dish possibly staying on that bottle? This makes below 0 cents. This is like -5 cents, which is so little sense you actually owe me 5 cents. Anyway, I want to continue stacking these in strange, unorthodox methods because apparently that's quite a bit of fun for me. I didn't really have a point when I started this video. I expected it to be super silly and not really have a whole lot of informative content. Unfortunately, occasionally, sometimes I just need to have fun with one of these game premises that are just so strange or silly. Oh, there we go. They just warrant exploration in one means or another, I should say. Can I stick a bottle on top of that and see if it'll stand up? After that, I'll pitch a bottle at the whole pile and see what happens. I feel like I might be able to get that to... Oh! Didn't quite make it. Is that... I think it's gonna hang. It did! Yeah, that is the world's most unorthodox bottle stacking scheme. Alright, let's see if we can nail that whole setup. There we go! Just slice that bottle into fourths or something. I don't know what it did. There we go. That's some carnage. Oh, and there was a chain reaction of destroyed plates after that. Whoa! I didn't even think there were that many plates left. Whoa, okay, well, I had a plan on that one, but it kind of screwed that. I was going to toss a bottle up in the air and see... Hello? Hey, what? What? Reset. I think I broke it. Lesson learned, folks, don't throw your bottles off the top of the screen. It may not work out so well. So I just want to play with the bottles a little bit more, and then we'll wrap things up. That was not something I expected. Is that going to do that again? Oh, okay. There we go. That's the kind of carnage I was looking for. I don't know why this is so much fun. Give me physics emulation on just about any menial task, and I will probably enjoy it to some degree. Let that be a lesson to you indie developers out there. You've probably been overthinking this whole making video games thing. All you really need to do is present us with a set of loosely physics-enabled objects and let the chaos ensue. I mean, this is going to sound like a super negative, like, jab at them or something, but like the Surgeon Simulator guys, I think it's Boss of Games, they know what they're doing, and they actually made quite a polished product out of it, but they have sort of taken this similar premise to one of the ultimate conclusions and made it super silly on top of it. Because if the objects themselves don't lend to being silly, and oftentimes they do, but, you know, take that concept and stack on top of it difficult controls and also a difficult or possibly just silly premise. Like, I mean, when would you ever encounter a doctor whose hands don't quite work right, but he's going to perform surgery on you anyway, with a variety of tools that may or may not be useful, as well as... Whoa! I was just going to say, as well as some extraneous objects that probably have nothing to do with the surgery, including a radio and, you know, random bits and bobs that are left over on the desks around you. Anyway, that doesn't really mean a whole lot because we're not actually reviewing Surgeon Simulator 2013 today. We are throwing bottles and chalices at plates for some reason. So this game obviously has some bugs. I don't even know if we should call this a game. It's an experience. And I believe it has issues when it breaks the object apart. What it's doing is it's deleting the whole model and then replacing it with the shards, and I think sometimes when it spawns the shards, it spawns more than it's supposed to, and gets stuck in some sort of infinite regress, which, I don't know, sounds pretty terrifying to me. Probably the worst thing I could do is try to collide these things in midair, but there I go. Wow, that was a lot of plates that came out of that plate. I'm glad you can reset it at any time, too. Can I hit a bottle with another bottle in the air? Oh, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm super good at this. I'm a Dirty Dishes pro. There we go. Skeet shooting. I don't know what we're calling this. Anyway, we're going to wrap this episode up. I know it's been super short. Probably not the most informative episode, but hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless, because sometimes you just got to be a little silly. Indie game world is not something to be taken too seriously, although at times it can be serious. And we should just enjoy what we can in the ways that we can. And, you know, I enjoy breaking dishes sometimes, I guess. Actually, not in reality. I really don't like breaking them at all. I prefer that all the dishes stayed quite well kept, if possible. And when they get chips in them, it makes me sad. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Make sure you head on over to the website, which is indie-impressions.com, so you can stay up on all the new stuff on the channel and catch all the old videos you might have missed. Got them all neatly archived over there. You can check out the free ones, the paid ones, the ones on Steam, the ones on Desera, so on and so forth. Just do some exploring, see what you can find. I'm sure there's quite a few in the series you may have missed if you are not one of those diehards that's gone through the whole playlist and checked them all out. And if you're one of those people, then high five. You deserve it. That's a lot of hours of videos, I have to say. I'm very impressed. If you did make it through all that. So, aside from the website, though, facebook.com/indieimpressions, if you want to give that a visit, leave a like if you choose, and you'll get every day's new video delivered into your inbox. Makes it nice and simple so you can stay on up with what's going on the channel. I do news updates, contests, occasional game giveaways, so if you want to leave a like, just takes a second, does help me out, but entirely up to you. Lastly, if you're an indie dev and you want to get in contact with me about the possibility of showing off your game on the show, quickest way to reach me is to either send me an email via the contact form on indie-impressions.com, or if you choose, just send me a tweet at RockLeeSmile. That goes for anybody. If you have a suggestion, tip, criticism, whatnot, doesn't want to go in the YouTube comments box. I understand, way less characters on Twitter, but still, I do value your feedback wherever it happens to come. And of course, if you do want to leave some comments on this video, that's appreciated as well. Let me know what you think about the concept of physics-enabled games and where they've gone. This is a particularly funny example of it, and where the, I don't know, like the core essence of what makes them funny or enjoyable can be. Take this premise, make it a horse, give us an objective, and you're pretty much done. There's a great idea for a game, and, well, they did it already. It's called Clop. I did a video on it. You should check that out as well. But I'm just saying, it's so easy to come up with a premise when your core gameplay revolves around physics. There's so many things you can do with it, and so many things that haven't been done yet. So let me know what you think could still be done in the comments below, as well as, you know, comments about this video as well. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you come back again tomorrow for another awesome indie game. I don't know if you'd call this one awesome, but, you know, in theory. Probably weird, probably artistic in some format, or at least interesting. And I will see you back again then. So have a lovely night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.